Do you ever wonder why some people seem untouchable? They face the same challenges as everyone else, but somehow they stay calm, protected, and powerful. Nothing seems to break them. What if I told you that spiritual strength isn't something you're born with? It's something you build by avoiding 5 specific behaviors that weak people do every single day. In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what spiritually strong people refuse to do. And when you stop doing these 5 things, your entire life will shift. Your energy will rise. Your intuition will sharpen. And negative people won't be able to touch you anymore. But here's the thing. Number 5 is the hardest one to stop, and it's probably the main thing blocking your spiritual growth right now. Most people don't even realize they're doing it. So if you're ready to step into real spiritual power and protection, stay with me until the end. Because once you understand these 5 behaviors and eliminate them from your life, you'll become spiritually unshakable. Let's begin. Before we dive into what spiritually strong people never do, let me explain what spiritual strength actually means. Spiritual strength is not about being religious. You don't need to go to church or meditate for hours. Spiritual strength is about being connected to your higher self, maintaining your energy boundaries, and staying grounded no matter what chaos happens around you. Think of it like this. Spiritually weak people are like leaves blowing in the wind. Every opinion moves them. Every negative person drains them. Every challenge breaks them down. They have no center. No protection. No real power. But spiritually strong people are like mountains. Storms come and go, but the mountain doesn't move. Other people's energy doesn't shake them. Negative situations don't destroy them. They stay solid because they've built an unbreakable spiritual foundation. And here's what most people don't understand. Spiritual strength is not about what you do. It's about what you refuse to do. It's about the behaviors you eliminate from your life. The toxic patterns you cut off. The weak habits you stop accepting. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 things that spiritually strong people absolutely never do. If you're doing any of these 5 things, you're leaking energy and weakening yourself spiritually. But once you stop, you'll feel your power return almost immediately. These aren't just ideas. These are principles that spiritual masters, shamans, monks, and awakened people have followed for thousands of years. And now you're about to learn them too. Let's start with number 1. Thing number 1, they never complain about their problems to everyone. The first thing spiritually strong people never do is complain about their problems to everyone who will listen. Listen carefully to this because it's powerful. When you constantly talk about your problems, you give them energy. You make them bigger. You program them deeper into your reality. Every time you repeat your sob story, you're casting a spell that keeps you stuck. Spiritually weak people love to complain. They tell everyone about their struggles. They post their problems on social media. They turn their pain into their identity. And then they wonder why nothing ever gets better. But spiritually strong people understand something crucial. Your words create your world. When you speak something repeatedly, you're feeding it energy. You're making it real. You're inviting it to stay in your life. Think about someone you know who complains all the time. They complain about their job, their relationships, their health, their finances. And what happens? Those problems never go away. In fact, they usually get worse. That's not a coincidence. That's the law of attraction in action. Now, I'm not saying you should pretend problems don't exist. I'm not telling you to fake positivity and ignore reality. What I'm saying is this. Stop giving your problems a microphone. Stop making them the main character in your story. Here's what spiritually strong people do instead. When they face challenges, they talk to select people who can actually help. A mentor. A spiritual advisor. A trusted friend who offers solutions, not just sympathy. They share their situation once to get support or advice, then they stop talking about it. They definitely don't broadcast their problems to the world. They don't post vague attention-seeking messages on social media. They don't turn every conversation into a therapy session. They keep their struggles private and handle them with quiet strength. There's an ancient spiritual principle here. Guard your energy. When you complain constantly, you're literally draining your own life force. You're vibrating at the frequency of the problem instead of the frequency of the solution. You're programming your subconscious mind to stay in victim mode. Spiritually strong people know that their energy is their most valuable resource. They refuse to waste it on complaining. Instead, they use that energy to actually solve the problem or accept what they can't change. Here's a powerful practice. For the next week, stop complaining completely. When you feel the urge to complain, pause. Notice the urge, but don't act on it. Instead, either take action to fix the situation or stay silent. Watch what happens to your energy. You'll feel lighter, stronger, more powerful. Remember this. Complaining is like praying for what you don't want. Every complaint is an affirmation that reinforces the negative situation. Spiritually strong people understand this, so they guard their words carefully. But not complaining is just the beginning. Number 2 is even more important, and it's about the people you allow in your life. Thing number 2, they never tolerate disrespect or negative people. The second thing spiritually strong people never do is tolerate disrespect or keep negative people in their lives. This is huge. Pay attention because this alone can transform your entire existence. Spiritually weak people are afraid of confrontation. They let people disrespect them because they want to keep the peace. They tolerate toxic behavior because they don't want to seem mean. They keep negative people around because they feel guilty about cutting them off. But spiritually strong people understand something critical. Your energy is sacred. Your peace is precious. And anyone who disturbs your peace has to go. No exceptions. No excuses. No second chances for people who repeatedly show you who they are. Let me be clear about what disrespect looks like. It's someone who constantly criticizes you. Someone who dismisses your feelings. Someone who crosses your boundaries even after you've stated them. Someone who talks down to you. Someone who makes you feel small. Someone who drains your energy every time you interact with them. Spiritually strong people have a zero-tolerance policy for this behavior. The first time someone disrespects them, they address it clearly. They set a firm boundary. If the person respects the boundary, great. If the person crosses it again, they're gone. Cut off. Removed from their life. This isn't about being cruel or unforgiving. This is about self-respect and spiritual protection. When you allow people to disrespect you, you're telling the universe that you don't value yourself. You're lowering your vibration. You're inviting more disrespect into your life. Here's what most people don't realize. The people you spend time with directly affect your spiritual energy. If you're around negative, toxic, complaining, jealous people, their energy rubs off on you. It's like spiritual contamination. You start thinking like them, acting like them, vibrating at their low frequency. Spiritually strong people are extremely selective about their inner circle. They would rather be alone than surrounded by negative people. They understand that solitude is better than toxic company. They protect their energy like it's the most valuable thing in the world, because it is. There's a saying that goes like this. Show me your 5 closest friends, and I'll show you your future. Spiritually strong people take this seriously. They audit their relationships regularly. They ask themselves, is this person adding positive energy to my life or draining it? Is this person supporting my growth or holding me back? And here's the hard truth. Sometimes the negative people are family members. Sometimes they're old friends you've known for years. Sometimes they're people who were once good for you but have become toxic. Spiritually strong people have the courage to distance themselves from anyone who threatens their peace, regardless of history or blood relation. This doesn't mean you hate these people or wish them harm. It just means you love yourself more. You prioritize your spiritual health over obligation or guilt. You understand that you can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. Let me tell you about someone I know. She had a best friend since childhood. But as they grew older, this friend became jealous and negative. Every time my friend achieved something, this friend would make subtle digs. She would compare herself. She would bring up my friend's past failures. She was constantly complaining and dragging my friend into drama. For years, my friend tolerated it because of their history. But once she learned about spiritual strength, she realized this friendship was poisoning her. She had the hard conversation. She set boundaries. The friend didn't respect them. So she ended the friendship completely. It hurt at first, but within months, her life transformed. She felt lighter. Her own success accelerated. She found new friends who actually supported her. That's the power of removing negative people from your life. You create space for positive, high-vibration people to enter. You stop leaking energy to people who don't deserve access to you. So here's what you need to do. Make a list of everyone in your life. Next to each name, write how you feel after spending time with them. Energized or drained? Uplifted or heavy? Supported or criticized? The people who drain you need to be distanced. The people who uplift you need to be prioritized. Spiritually strong people are ruthless about this. They build a fortress around their energy, and they only let in people who respect and add to their peace. But protecting yourself from negative people is just one part of spiritual strength. Number 3 is about how you respond when bad things happen. Thing number 3, they never stay in victim mode. The third thing spiritually strong people never do is stay in victim mode when something bad happens. This is the difference between someone who stays stuck forever and someone who rises no matter what life throws at them. Bad things happen to everyone. Betrayal. Loss. Failure. Disappointment. Pain. Nobody gets through life without wounds. But here's what separates the spiritually strong from the spiritually weak. Weak people let those experiences define them. Strong people let those experiences refine them. Victim mode is when you believe that life is happening to you instead of for you. It's when you blame other people for your situation. It's when you stay stuck in anger, resentment, or self-pity. It's when you build your entire identity around your trauma. Spiritually weak people stay in victim mode for years. They talk about what their ex did to them 10 years ago. They blame their parents for everything wrong in their life. They hold onto grudges like treasures. They use their past as an excuse for not moving forward. But spiritually strong people refuse to give their power away like that. Yes, they acknowledge what happened. Yes, they feel their feelings. Yes, they grieve their losses. But then they make a powerful choice. They decide not to let that experience control their future. Here's the spiritual truth. As long as you're blaming someone else for your problems, you're giving them power over your life. As long as you're stuck in what happened, you can't create what's next. As long as you identify as a victim, you block yourself from becoming a victor. Spiritually strong people understand that everything in life is either a blessing or a lesson. When something painful happens, they ask themselves, what is this teaching me? How is this making me stronger? What do I need to learn so this never happens again? They take full responsibility for their life. Not because everything is their fault, but because responsibility equals power. When you take responsibility, you take back control. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things. You stop hoping for apologies that might never come. You heal yourself and move forward. Let me give you an example. Two people get their hearts broken. Person A stays in victim mode. They talk about their ex constantly. They stalk their ex on social media. They date new people but compare everyone to their ex. They can't trust anyone. 5 years later, they're still bitter and alone. Person B feels the pain deeply. They cry. They grieve. They process it. But then they choose growth. They look at their patterns. They heal their wounds. They work on themselves. They forgive, not for the other person, but to free themselves. 6 months later, they're stronger, wiser, and open to real love. Same situation. Completely different outcomes. The difference is spiritual strength. Now, I want to address something important. Leaving victim mode doesn't mean ignoring real trauma. If you've been through serious abuse or trauma, you need proper help. Therapy. Support. Healing. What I'm talking about is the choice to eventually move from, "this happened to me," to, "this happened for my growth." Spiritually strong people know that holding onto victimhood is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It only hurts you. The person who hurt you is probably living their life while you're stuck replaying the past. That's giving them free rent in your head. There's a powerful spiritual practice called radical acceptance. It means you accept what happened without making it mean something about your worth or your future. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" You stop looking backward and start moving forward. Here's what I want you to understand. Your story doesn't end with what happened to you. That's just one chapter. Spiritually strong people write new chapters. They become the author of their life instead of staying a character in someone else's story. So if you're stuck in victim mode about anything, make a decision today. Decide that you're not going to let that situation define you anymore. Decide that you're taking your power back. Decide that you're moving forward no matter what. This doesn't happen overnight. But it starts with a choice. The choice to stop identifying with your pain and start identifying with your strength. Spiritually strong people make this choice every single day. They refuse to let their past prison their future. They rise. Now let's talk about number 4, which is about a habit that secretly destroys your spiritual power. Thing number 4, they never seek validation from others. The fourth thing spiritually strong people never do is seek validation and approval from others. This is a big one. Most people are addicted to validation without even realizing it. And this addiction is killing their spiritual power. Let me explain what I mean. Spiritually weak people need other people to confirm their worth. They post on social media and obsessively check for likes and comments. They need compliments to feel good about themselves. They change who they are based on what others think. They make decisions to please other people instead of following their own inner knowing. This is spiritual weakness. When you need external validation, you give your power away. You let other people control how you feel about yourself. You become a puppet, and other people's opinions pull your strings. Spiritually strong people are completely different. They validate themselves. They know their worth without needing anyone else to confirm it. They make decisions based on their inner guidance, not popular opinion. They don't change who they are to fit in or be liked. Here's why this matters so much spiritually. When you seek validation from others, you disconnect from your true self. You can't hear your intuition because you're too busy listening to everyone else. You can't follow your spiritual path because you're worried about what people will think. Also, seeking validation keeps you in a low vibration. You're constantly in a state of need and lack. You're saying to the universe, "I'm not enough on my own. I need someone else to make me feel worthy." That's a poverty mindset, and it blocks your blessings. Spiritually strong people operate from a place of internal abundance. They know they're enough. They know their value. They don't need a single other person to believe in them because they believe in themselves completely. Let me give you a real example. Imagine two women who both want to start a business. Woman A tells everyone about her idea. Some people are supportive, but some people are negative. They say things like, "That's risky," or "You don't have experience," or "What if you fail?" Woman A starts doubting herself. She needs reassurance. She needs validation. So she never starts the business because she couldn't get enough people to approve. Woman B has the same idea. She tells only a few trusted people. Some support her, some don't, but it doesn't matter. She knows in her soul this is what she's meant to do. She doesn't need anyone's permission. She doesn't need validation. She starts the business and builds it into success because she trusted herself more than she feared other people's opinions. See the difference? Woman A gave her power to others. Woman B kept her power for herself. Here's what seeking validation does to you spiritually. It makes you a people pleaser. You start living for others instead of for yourself. You ignore your intuition. You betray your authentic self. You dim your light so others won't feel uncomfortable. And eventually, you don't even know who you are anymore because you've been wearing masks for so long. Spiritually strong people refuse to live like this. They would rather be themselves and have some people dislike them than be fake and have everyone approve. They understand that not everyone is meant to understand them, and that's okay. There's an ancient spiritual truth that goes like this. What other people think of you is none of your business. Their opinions are about them, not you. Everyone judges through the lens of their own experiences, insecurities, and limitations. So why would you base your self-worth on someone else's limited perspective? Spiritually strong people also don't overshare their dreams and goals. They understand that not everyone deserves access to their vision. They know that some people will try to talk them out of their calling because of their own fears. So they keep their plans private and let their results speak for themselves. This is called sacred silence. It's when you protect your energy and your dreams by not exposing them to people who don't have the capacity to understand or support them. You work quietly and let your success make the noise. Here's a practice for you. For the next month, stop seeking validation. Don't post things hoping for approval. Don't ask for opinions when you already know what you want to do. Don't change yourself to make others comfortable. Just be yourself unapologetically and notice what happens. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. You might feel exposed or unsure. But gradually, you'll feel something incredible. Freedom. Power. Authenticity. You'll realize that you don't need anyone's approval to be exactly who you are. Spiritually strong people live in this freedom every single day. They're not trying to impress anyone. They're not performing for an audience. They're just being their authentic selves, and that authenticity is magnetic. It attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones. So stop giving your power away to people who can't see your value anyway. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into other people's limited vision of who you should be. Stop needing validation. You are enough. You always were. You always will be. That's spiritual strength. Now we're ready for number 5. This is the most important one, and it's the thing that blocks most people from true spiritual power. Thing number 5, they never hold on to resentment and unforgiveness. The fifth and final thing spiritually strong people never do is hold on to resentment and unforgiveness. This is the most important one. Listen carefully because this could be the key that unlocks everything for you. Resentment and unforgiveness are spiritual poison. They're like drinking toxin every day and expecting the other person to get sick. They keep you chained to your past. They block your blessings. They lower your vibration. They make you spiritually weak. Spiritually weak people hold grudges for years. They replay old hurts over and over. They refuse to forgive because they think that somehow punishes the other person. They carry bitterness like a badge of honor. And then they wonder why their life isn't moving forward. But spiritually strong people understand something profound. Forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about freeing yourself. It's about releasing the weight you've been carrying. It's about choosing your peace over your anger. Let me be very clear about what forgiveness is and isn't. Forgiveness doesn't mean what happened was okay. It doesn't mean you have to trust that person again or let them back in your life. It doesn't mean you're weak or letting them off the hook. Forgiveness simply means you're no longer carrying the emotional burden of what they did. Think about it like this. When you hold on to resentment, you're keeping that person tied to you energetically. They're living in your head rent-free. Every time you think about what they did, you're giving them your energy. You're reliving the pain. You're keeping the wound fresh. Spiritually strong people refuse to give anyone that much power over their peace. They forgive quickly, not because people deserve it, but because they deserve freedom. They release resentment because they understand it's only hurting them. Here's what unforgiveness does to you spiritually. It blocks your heart chakra. It creates energetic cords between you and the person who hurt you. It attracts more situations that mirror that unhealed wound. It keeps you stuck in the past. It prevents new blessings from coming in because your hands are full holding onto old pain. Science even shows this. Studies prove that holding grudges raises stress hormones, weakens your immune system, increases blood pressure, and leads to depression. Your body literally suffers when you refuse to forgive. Spiritually and physically, unforgiveness destroys you. But here's what happens when you forgive. Energy starts flowing again. Your heart opens. You feel lighter. Opportunities appear. Relationships improve. Your health gets better. It's like you've been carrying a 100-pound backpack and you finally set it down. I know what you might be thinking. But you don't know what they did to me. They don't deserve forgiveness. And you're right. They probably don't deserve it. But you deserve peace. You deserve freedom. You deserve to move forward. Spiritually strong people forgive the unforgivable. Not because it was fair, but because they refuse to let anyone steal their joy. They understand that holding onto anger is like gripping a hot coal. The only person getting burned is you. Here's a powerful story. There was a woman whose business partner stole everything from her. Money, clients, reputation. She lost it all because someone she trusted betrayed her. For 2 years, she was consumed with anger and thoughts of revenge. She couldn't sleep. She couldn't focus. Her health declined. Then she learned about the spiritual law of forgiveness. She realized that her resentment was only punishing herself. The person who hurt her was living their life while she was drowning in bitterness. So she made a choice. She forgave. Not because they deserved it, but because she deserved peace. She did a forgiveness ritual. She wrote a letter expressing all her pain, then burned it. She said out loud, "I release you. I forgive you. I free myself from this pain." And something miraculous happened. Within weeks, new opportunities appeared. Her health improved. She rebuilt her business even bigger than before. She attracted better partners. Her whole life transformed because she let go. That's the power of forgiveness. It's spiritual alchemy. It turns your pain into power. Now, let me give you a practice for forgiveness. You don't even have to contact the person. This is between you and your own soul. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes. Picture the person who hurt you. Say these words out loud or in your mind. I forgive you for what you did. I release the pain I've been carrying. I take back my power. I free myself from this burden. I wish you well, and I move forward in peace. You might need to do this multiple times. Forgiveness isn't always instant. Sometimes it's a daily choice. But every time you choose it, you get stronger. You rise higher. You reclaim your spiritual power. Spiritually strong people make forgiveness a regular practice. They don't hold on to anything that weighs down their spirit. They understand that traveling light is the only way to rise. So if there's anyone you haven't forgiven, today is the day. Not for them. For you. Release them. Free yourself. Choose your peace over your pain. This is the ultimate sign of spiritual strength. The ability to forgive, let go, and move forward no matter what. Now you know all 5 things spiritually strong people never do. Let's review them one more time. Number 1. They never complain about their problems to everyone. They guard their energy and their words. Number 2. They never tolerate disrespect or keep negative people in their lives. They protect their peace ruthlessly. Number 3. They never stay in victim mode. They take responsibility and move forward. Number 4. They never seek validation from others. They know their worth without needing external approval. Number 5. They never hold on to resentment and unforgiveness. They release the past and choose freedom. These 5 principles are not just ideas. They're the foundation of true spiritual power. When you eliminate these 5 behaviors from your life, you become unshakable. You become magnetic. You become free. I want to challenge you right now. Choose one of these 5 things and commit to working on it this week. Maybe you'll stop complaining. Maybe you'll distance yourself from a toxic person. Maybe you'll finally forgive someone. Whatever you choose, take action. Spiritual strength isn't built overnight. It's built through daily choices. Every time you choose not to complain, you get stronger. Every time you set a boundary, you get stronger. Every time you take responsibility, you get stronger. Every time you stop seeking approval, you get stronger. Every time you forgive, you get stronger. You have the power to transform your entire life by simply refusing to do these 5 things. You have the power to become spiritually strong starting today. You now have the blueprint for spiritual strength. Stop complaining. Remove negative people. Leave victim mode. Stop seeking validation. Forgive and let go. These 5 principles have transformed countless lives, and they can transform yours too. The question is, will you actually do it? Will you have the courage to change? If this video resonated with you, please like it and subscribe to this channel. And share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Sometimes one video can change someone's entire trajectory. Remember, spiritual strength is not about what you do. It's about what you refuse to do. It's about the toxic patterns you cut off and never accept again. You are more powerful than you know. Step into that power. Become spiritually strong. Until next time, stay blessed and stay powerful.